They love their crab cakes and they love their football. That's what Maryland does. And we are at M&T Bank Stadium down near the Inner Harbor of Baltimore. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. The veteran kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit. So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So the assignment, a tough one here for this defense. You've got a quarterback ranked in the top 5 in passing yards. What do they need to do to try to keep him under wraps?
Well, they didn't sleep a whole lot getting ready for this one. I can guarantee you there's just so much to combat. But I think they're going to zero in on taking away his top target. Double, triple him if they have to. Make the other guys rise up and try and beat them. They'll feel a whole lot better if those guys win in the routes instead of their number 1 guy.
Dillon now on 1st and 10. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So 2nd catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, it should open up his running game too.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Second down at 5. Rodgers going to give this one to Dillon.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
Rodgers now to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, they got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there's good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
The kick by Crosby is good, and the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating 1st downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Michael Pittman.
His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. And now it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
But there's a blocked extra point. I remember playing, and we had one of those go against us. I remember our kicker and our holder told the head coach, just relax, coach. Why are you yelling? Don't worry, it's just 1 point. Oh, my. Those coaches see a point is gold to them because you never know how it's going to turn out later.
Exactly. That's why I was just going to say first quarter. We'll see if this has any implications as the game goes on.
I still can't believe they told the head coach to relax. Whoa.
Bad move. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff to Dillon, and he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now Rodgers on the bootleg. On the move to his left. He'll find his tight end here, DeGuara. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And it looks like they've got 6 DBs on the field here for a 3rd and 9. Rodgers going to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Adam Humphries deep to return. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Taking it about the 16. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. Right back to Dobbins on first. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Jackson on the give to Dobbins.
When they put the ball in J.K. Dobbins' chest and he carries it, he runs with a lot of determination and aggressiveness. Just 1 start last year as a rookie, but still managed 805 yards and 9 touchdowns. I think he's ready for a big year 2 leap. Now the lead runner for the Baltimore Ravens.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game. Or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other.
And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
That catch good for only a couple. To throw again on second down. Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete.
I like his awareness in the pocket there. Nowhere to go with the football. So instead of forcing it to the sideline, he's just going to put this one into the harbor and live to fight another down without getting wet.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And, oh, what a catch at the 2.
Beautiful throw right there on 3rd down, and it looked like this was going to be 6 points, but a nice touchdown-saving tackle at the end of this. Even still, this offense is knocking on the door now with a 1st and goal at the 1.
Actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. One back in the game. That's Jones. 2nd and goal. Rodgers to throw once more. And he's got it. Touchdown. Robert Tonyan, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Now it's Adam Humphries on the return. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. On 2nd and 7, Jackson. Well, this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Flush to his right. First down and more for Jackson. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well.
Jackson going to find his running back here. It's Dobbins.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
This offense, Charles, we've talked about how well they played all season, sitting now at 13-0 with a finish line for a perfect regular season. That's in sight. Some in the media this week were pointing back to the 07 Patriots. Of course, remember, they finished the regular season unbeaten, but they were tested multiple times in that final month plus.
Yeah, with something like 4 of their last 6 wins were one-possession games, and they played like a team that was trying to protect something instead of chasing something. And that's what happens when you have an undefeated record. So it behooves you as a team, get a couple blowouts in there so you get a chance to relax and breathe. But that's much easier said than done.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option.
Open space inside the 10. And down to the 7-yard line. 50 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? To be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Here's Jackson. Escaping the... And a big loss here as he's taken down. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack.
Well, remember, he had the interception earlier. Now he adds the sack. He's really making his presence felt out there.
Oh, he is putting together a heck of a game. In fact, he's going to bump these plays to his highlight reel. Okay, so when he wants to show it off later on, look what I did out there, guys. In this offense, they've got to start paying him a little special attention. He's like a good basketball player, putting stats in every column.
3rd and goal, Jackson. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Tyler Boyd, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have once again taken the lead. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here's 2nd and 10.
To throw is Rodgers.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off at the 39.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
After the interception, here's Jackson. The toss here completed to Pittman. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Steps away to his left. Looking for the end zone. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And the Packers are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this is potentially a nervy situation this close to their own goal line. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's Rodgers to throw. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Rodgers now on 1st down. He finds Watson. It's caught. And out across midfield down to the 45. A big connection on that one. 30 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Running left is Dillon. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but There are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
14's the mic. 14's the mic. I'm coming after you.
Rodgers now on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Watson. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll run here with Dillon. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now Rodgers. A check down here to Jones. And it's a Packers touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 19th touchdown now of the season. And the Packers have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Here's Humphries. And able to get this out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
They go play action with Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
That's on the guard, Kevin Zeitler. First-round pick back in 2012. Now it's Jackson. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
An option handoff here to Dobbins. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
From the 30 on 2nd down. Jackson dancing to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 67 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Ravens have answered back with a third-quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They had seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the third quarter, but a moment ago the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've got to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout.
They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Here's 2nd and a yard. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Throwing is Rodgers. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Rodgers on third down. Buying time to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a fourth down situation. We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And Crosby puts it through. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
The Ravens on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Jackson from the shotgun. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
Jackson on first down.
And going right back to Pittman.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people will call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
83 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Going for it all. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Tyler Boyd with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Ravens have broken the tie.
So still time remaining. And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed. And in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. So take away the touchdown there, as that's going to be ruled an incomplete pass.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson.
And that's caught one more time by Boyd.
And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 12-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Now Jackson on 1st down.
Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then, and now after that completion there, they've got a first and goal.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his second touchdown of the afternoon, and the Ravens have broken the tie.
Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with a touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
And the option play works on the two-point try. What'd you think of the call?
I like the call. What you're worried about, though, is if the defense blitzes the play. And if they do, what your answer is, the option. Why? If they blitz it, the quarterback has a chance to get rid of it to a trailing back. That one worked pretty well there.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
There's still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. Just a one-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and two-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll make it a second down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Switch it, come on, switch it.
On play action, now Rodgers. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams.
So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess. That allows for extra yardage on the return.
Chris Barnes there on the stop.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Oh, he shifts past him, and he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Justin Houston making his presence felt there in the backfield. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard.
And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he's going to be stopped short of a first down as they'll get to him at about the 33. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up fourth down.
And that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. On first down, Dobbins. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
125 yards rushing for him now as this sensational afternoon continues. They'll run here with Dobbins.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. They're still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So the final